Waiting.
I don't know what's happening there, but hey, everybody! I'm having some weird things on my end.
It's not
Hey,
prepared for that.
how you doing, guys?
Hi.
We're just jumping right into it. We don't have any intro. We don't have anything. Hey, how you doing? I'm Jeff. We're here talking about the final entry currently in the Fast and Furious saga. Technically, it's Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, the spinoff film that came out in 2019, starring Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. Today we have with us Zach, John, and John. How you doing,
Howdy.
Zach?
The two Johns. Good, you know, a bittersweet edition of the family show here. You know, being the last one, but
bittersweet.
At least until Fast 9 comes out.
At least until Fast 9. At least until F9, the Fast Saga. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
good to
doing
see you in the
great.
chat.
Yeah, good to see you in the chat. And Knight, we missed you last week. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing all right, man. It was sad. I was without you all last week, but I've returned. But I'm good, man. It's been a rough, crazy ass week, and I'm here and I'm ready to talk about some more crazy ass stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a crazy ass movie. I'm just tweeting out all the weird live shit. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I was doing the same.
Yeah, I saw. And yeah, we got it's a ridiculous movie. It feels nothing like the films that came before it, but it also, I mean, in some ways it does feel like it could be tangentially connected, which is basically what it is. It is a spinoff. Yeah, yeah, it's very warm, isn't it? It's very
so warm. Here's what I'll say about how the movie feels and how it relates to the rest of the franchise. As these movies have gone on, they've gotten a little bit crazier each time, right? You just turn it up a notch each time until we get to the point where we're in Fate of the Furious. We got super hackers, you know, whatever. This movie feels like it could exist in the franchise if there were about 4 more movies before we got to it. So it feels like they skipped over too many steps, too big of a jump in this one from where we were in Fate of the Furious. And as a result, it kind of just feels like it exists sort of in an alternate universe or something, where the same characters exist, or some of the same characters, in a different timeline almost.
Right. I mean, I get that a bit. It definitely feels different. David Leitch, who had previously directed, he had co-directed he had made Deadpool 2. He had co-directed the first John Wick film, and he made Atomic Blonde. He came in here and he really brought his own action sensibilities to it. And the film is a lot of fun. But it definitely does feel very different and at first it feels great how it feels different. Like it feels like it's kicking it up a notch. It definitely goes really out there in terms of just how different it feels. It's got a fucking cyborg in it played by Idris Elba, who, by the way, he's dope. But it's just the problem with this film in trying to talk about it is if we wanted to attempt to go through the same kind of structure that we have with the other films, because it doesn't really have the same kind of setup. It doesn't really focus on the same sort of things that the other ones do. Family is, of course, a huge part of it, but it feels different almost to a fault in terms of its placement in the franchise.
Still get your nos shot.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. You definitely do. That's in one of the better sequences in the film. You get that when he yells, what?
Hit him with the moonshine.
Yeah, hit him with the moonshine. And boom. And also, I'm just trying to see.
Welcome to my island,
there we go.
Cut.
Yeah. So it's the Welcome to the Moonshine. You get the inside of that buggy ass car shooting out. So that's a good fun quote. So, Zach, I know you don't have a ton of quotes this time. Is there any off the top of your head, since you don't really have
I don't have any that I like wrote down or memorized per se. I did really like Kevin Hart's appearance. There's the portion where I don't know. I don't remember what he says, but he switches his voice into he goes into his
Why are you talking
deep
so low?
voice mode, and they're like, "Why are you talking like that?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? This is my normal voice."
This.
Yes, yeah. I really enjoyed that. Kevin Hart is kind of hit or miss for me, but I thought he was. I really enjoyed him in his brief scene.
Yeah,
That's not
And
his
this
voice.
I think him and Dwayne Johnson have a really good rapport, and they carried over into this film too. Even though these were characters that didn't know each other at all, you still felt that Dwayne Johnson Kevin Hart chemistry.
Actually, he does say something that's
game.
good too. There's a nice throwback where he's like, I get it. We're 3 alphas, and it takes me back to Tyrese saying, "Wrong, double alpha." It had that same energy to it.
But not only that, it's like he also goes like he's like, "We get it. We're 3 big guys," and then they're like, "What?"
3 alphas, 3 apex predators.
250. What you looking at?
He goes, "What do you bench?
I sling
300,
weight.
400, a little bit less than that.
Right.
I'm right there with you. I sling weight, clanging and banging."
You out in the field, I'm here in this tube of farts.
Yeah.
It's very funny. There's a lot of funny stuff in the film. I think that the film definitely works best if you just kind of know who the characters are and then take it on its own. I was very confused as to what was going on with Queenie Shaw. I don't remember her going to jail in the last film, and now she's in jail. And then they wanted to break her out. So there was that.
That's true. I guess that happened like off story somewhere.
Yeah,
when she was in because she wasn't in jail in Fate. So
no, she didn't end up in jail.
Yeah,
and also to clarify, based on something Jeff just said, my reservations about this and how it fits into the franchise no way affects my enjoyment of the movie just as a movie. I really enjoy this movie. I just don't think it really fits within the Fast franchise in a meaningful way.
Right.
But I do like the movie. It's very fun.
Lustrina, do you have any quotes that you really enjoyed from the film?
I mean, my favorite is probably when, again, with the introduction of Air Marshal Dinkley, and he's going through, and then he's like, "Because I would kill you back on the front line." Like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, I was compartment element for JSON. I'm like, "You were Delta? Saber Squad Echo 24/7, baby." And then they go, "It's like Echo, those guys work, so the next thing you do." And then he's like, "Well, that's the case. Let me see abracadabra, bitches. You look at the magic." He's like the magic hands kind of thing. That is absolutely my favorite part of this movie. I love it. It gets me every single time.
Even though it bothers me that there's something in Kevin Hart's teeth the entire scene, and it bugs me every time.
Really? I didn't notice.
There is.
I didn't notice. I was building a shelf during that scene. Yeah, actually, if you see behind me here, this one right here, where you see this bulb, this whole shelf thing there, I was building that. It used to be a big box
good job, Bob.
against the wall for the last over a year, maybe a year and a half. And now
we're all very proud of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to match up the holes and screw it in. There you go. Good job.
I'm also watching a movie, and I'm trying to pay attention to the movie and trying to write notes down at the same time. It
That's
takes a while.
That's skill. Abracadabra, bitches.
Meanwhile, still celebrating Christmas here. Now it's just about May.
That's just good. I mean, half the year is half over already, basically. So
well, you're a little early or a little late. Which way would you look at it now? I don't know.
I think I'm just really excited to celebrate. I don't know, Memorial Day, but with a tree. So I got
Arbor Day is coming up, so
makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. But Knight, do you have any quotes offhand that you like?
Like I said, it's been hectic, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. So I'm like going off rip.
Oh yeah.
But I know during the introductions, they both have some pretty good ones, even though they was kind of in the trailer. But I still like it. Did he say you open up, or I'm one big can of whoop ass?
Oh,
he said like I'm what you might call a ice cold can of whoop ass.
I'm what you'd call an ice cold can of whoop ass, and then it's mirrored with Shaw's scene in which they say, "Who are you?" and he says, "I'm what you call a champagne problem."
A champagne problem.
Yeah, that one. Of course, Black Superman is amazing. I'm Black Superman, like
of course,
that's classic. And
Which, by the way,
and Ryan Reynolds
great
has a whole
callback.
scene of them, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Great
Yeah.
callback to the Black Superman one at the end when they finally figure out to team up in order to beat
Right.
him.
Here
And
comes
then
Kryptonite.
yeah, and he said when he says, "Let's go and plug this some bitch," and then he says, "Here comes this kryptonite." Yeah,
Some bitch.
Right.
Some
Suplex
bitch.
on a rock. I was like, geez.
Which
Love
also,
love the way he
the
says
strategy in that final fight is great. They're like, where they realize, wait, if I punch him in the face while he's punching you in the face, then we can win.
Right.
Hell
Gotta
yeah.
get
And
our
they were
ass
both
whooped.
they
Nice.
both really became like partners in that because they were like, we know that we each need to get
Yes.
hit, and
Yes.
they were fine with
But
it.
they get hit 50% as many times as he gets hit, which means you win.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
That's
Thank you.
That's
Matt.
the math. That's the
Now,
math.
now there's definitely a weird thing about that whole scene, and I brought it up, and Paulina was half watching when I was watching the movie too, and I said, by the end of this, it's going to be pouring rain. It's nighttime, and then 2 seconds into it, she's like, "Wait, it's daytime during this."
Wait,
film."
it's not nighttime. It's
It's-
dawn when it starts.
Yeah, it's a storm. It's just a storm that.
But then there's a storm.
Yeah.
Well, it felt like it was full on dark though. It went, and then it became because her timer was running.
Yep.
Right? Her timer was
Yeah.
running when it was still pitch black. The dawn sun hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
And then within
but,
9 minutes, it's full on middle of the day location of the sun.
yeah, but this is in Samoa, so you know
This is in
The-
tropical
the
tropical
day-
storms can
daylight
like,
patterns are a
definitely
little
just
different
darken the
there.
entire sky.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
it does that during the haka and that whole fight scene. Like it's pure nighttime, and then like two punches are thrown. And then the next scene is like broad daylight with like fog and
Yeah.
the
That's
sun.
what I mean,
I
like-
pay
like
attention
that
to
was
it. There
really
actually
fast.
there is a transition though. It goes from pitch black to a little bit light. It's like it's
Right.
literally between punches though. It's like punch
Yeah.
right hand, little bit of light, sun is cresting there. Second
Right.
punch. Oh,
Hold on.
you know, some angular rays there.
Once the
Third
smoke
punch,
this is-
clears.
it's noon.
I actually want to pull this back and no longer criticize how timelines work in this because we're breaking down how it goes from dawn to day in a matter of literally like 3 seconds when we spent I don't know how long discussing how old the children are and how
Yes,
their
we did.
ages don't make sense. So I think that maybe this film might be closer to the DNA of the series than we think.
Speaking of how ages don't make sense, Jason Statham is 17 years older than Vanessa Kirby. Okay.
Yes.
And they
That means
play
they're the same
siblings that are like 2 years apart, maybe, or something.
Right. He looks
Maybe because
good
he
for his
doesn't
age.
look it right. So
Yeah.
just like, yeah, you still look good.
He's seen,
it looks-
and keep in mind too, he's had a career, so he's seen a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
He definitely looks very similar. Like he's like Paul Rudd level, like looks like he did 20 years ago. The only difference is
Yeah.
he's more buff now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
That's
of favorite
good comparison.
quotes, I
Yeah.
have some imaginary quotes where I like to imagine Tej being in this movie and saying things about all the technology that he's seeing. You know, when Brixton shows up, I can just imagine him saying something about like, oh, he's got, you know, integrated IC retinal scanners. Look out, or something. And that makes me laugh, just imagining.
Yeah.
But also,
I
if Tej
think-
was in this movie, it would have been 3 minutes long because he would have hacked into
exactly.
his system and shut him down right away. So Tej couldn't be in
so-
there. Or Ramsey.
Easily repaired the, you know,
Exactly.
So
He would have he would have repaired the little blood pump in seconds.
I do have a couple of quotes here that I just want to bring up. One of them is from that whole thing of Ryan Reynolds just kind of saying a bunch of shit. By the way, yes, I agree. And that's when he's talking about, it's like, do you know how hard it is to stab someone in the chest with a brick? There's no sharp end. You'd have to be born without bones.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the film, in the post credits, he's like, Hobbs, I stabbed someone in the brick.
Like, it's actually
I-
not that difficult.
I also like my favorite part to probably with Ryan Reynolds is like when he has like the file in the diner and he goes to hand it to Samantha and then the Rock just like reaches over and takes it from her.
Yeah.
Like I just love how he just he's
Paulina
good.
saw that and said, "Can we count all the pancakes there?"
That's like legitimately what he eats like every single day.
It was
it's
at that
ridiculous.
moment where I was like, this isn't the Hobbs of Fast Five. This is just straight up Dwayne Johnson now that we're watching.
Yeah.
Like, he's not playing a character anymore.
But his
He's
character
playing
changed
himself.
from like the serious to this for sure.
I mean,
But-
granted,
yeah.
he has embraced. I mean, years have passed, so we also do have to acknowledge, based on when he first was introduced to now, he has a 9-year-old daughter. This film comes out, takes place when she might have been like an infant during Fast Five, maybe, if that. So
Yeah, but she
we
was also like 12 years old in the last movie.
So she's 9 in this movie, though. So let's take that, and she might have been just under that beforehand. So he's definitely at this point morphed into a girl dad. So
Yeah.
we have
Oh, yeah.
to keep that, because
Tay-Tay.
he's quote unquote retired, and he is also a girl dad. So it might have changed him, but what it changed him into was just Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, because he's a long ways away from the you're just a name on a list, Luke Hobbs of Fast Five, like just
Right.
all
Exactly.
business.
Because he let
100% of
Vanessa
the
go
time.
like
This is a long
without
way.
question, given a chance and everything.
He's a long way
just as
from
we-
that's for my team, you son of a bitch.
Well, just as we saw
Yeah.
in the Fast and the Furious, Don Ricardo being scared when Brian is driving fast and like, whoa, how are you doing? To Fast and Furious, to be like, Dom, what are you doing, Dom? In the beginning of the film, so definitely a lot more tougher, cooler, in Dom's case, to more fun in Luke Hobbs' case.
Yeah,
There's another
Right.
quote. There's another interchange of like quotes that I wrote, and some of it's paraphrasing here because it was going so fast. It's like, "I'll have this job done before you're done putting on your baby oil." To which he says, "I know it. I know why. I know why I hate you. It's your nasally Harry Potter voice. It's like dragging my balls
Prepubescent.
across shattered glass,
and it hurts.
That's just and it hurts."
I also like too when they're in Deckard's like little hideout, and then Hattie offers to pour Luke a drink. He's like, "You want a drink?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll have a little one," and she just takes it and it fills it to the brim.
And he just sits there like the whole time. Jeff, the other half of that quote where Jason Statham says his part, where he's like, "It's like God himself vomited into my eyes." I love that. It reminds me of Little Rascals, where he's like, "Dear Darla, you make me vomit."
What did he say about his mom? I just love the way that Statham delivers that retort when Hobbs talks about his mom. So you talk about my mother, put your head through that wall. And second of all, like I forgot what he said about mom though. I was like, I love that back and
he
forth.
says, I'm like, tell your mom I said hi or something. And then he goes, no, never mind. I'll tell her myself or something like that. Yeah.
Also, too, real quick, Mama, where's all our guns? And she's like, "Oh, we got rid of them." He's like,
I got rid of them.
Very noble,
Very
Mrs.
noble.
Hobbs.
You boys are in for one good Samoan ass whooping.
Samoa.
There's another line.
She's
There's
absolutely
another
great.
line that I really liked, which was
Yes,
it's like
fucking chill.
you and your girlfriend or whatever. It's like, ew, gross. No,
Oh.
she's my sister, and he's like, bullshit. She's too good looking to be your sister.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one too, because she's like disgusting, and he's like
Also,
what?
kind
He's
of
very
tied to that
confused.
too. And Madam M, like when she kisses Deckard, and they're both like, "Oh, I did not need to see that."
Oh,
Yeah, I did not expect to see that, and then
Her
I
face
was
was
like, I
classic
wish
there,
I
man.
didn't see that.
Yeah. And then there's also down the line when they're strapped to the chair with Brixton, and then he wakes up and Shaw's like, "Oh, well, nice of you to join us. You're waking up from your nap, etc." And then he just
I love
goes,
that one.
"I just dreamt they killed you before I woke up." Pretty disappointed.
Pretty disappointed right now. I
Not
love that
guy.
line.
Pick a
actually.
different guy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, no, that's my smash his face in guy. Pick a different
That's
dropkick guy.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, no, that's dropkick guy. See the big guy? You can have the big guy. He's a face smash
The
guy.
big one. The
Pick a door.
real big one.
Yeah.
That door. No, it's my door. Pick another door.
You know what? I made a
So-
mistake. I
Second
picked
thought.
the wrong door. This is your door.
It's like it's not a bad guys behind that door.
Yeah, no. So that's
What's wrong with
actually
you?
I think we'll just say more quotes as we go. But last one I want to just point out is another thing from the Ryan Reynolds thing at the beginning in the scene in the diner. When he's like, everything's here in this in this file or whatever, and he hands it to the daughter, and he says she's 9, and Ryan Reynolds says she's ready.
She's ready. She's ready. What? And the tattoo and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So that just reminds me, when you're talking about the two hallways, the two hallway sequence was definitely one of my favorite sequences.
Also, Hobbs' daughter
Thank you for
is
joining
a
me.
narc. Okay. She ratted
a
out her
narc?
friend
Oh,
for
God.
letting her watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of
with her.
Thrones.
And unlike Dom, who never narked on nobody. Okay. So
That is right, man. We've been
This
doing
is
this for
true.
the last 2 months. This is the last one until F9 comes out. So,
Yes.
indeed.
I love the hallway fight, specifically, mostly for both the humor, but also because we actually get a couple of not extended, but I guess like far enough away shots where we're able to see Jason Statham actually able to do some of the mixed martial arts moves that we know that he can do, where he's fighting a bunch and it's not cutting away as much from some of the action. So I found that to be really entertaining. And also, of course, it was just very funny with how Dwayne Johnson the whole time is just like,
as he's dragging
bored.
that giant man behind him. And there's also the funny bit where then Statham doesn't know which one of them retinas he needs to be scanning, so he just starts smashing all their heads into the eye scanner.
Poor guys.
That's one of the funnier parts of the movie.
Yeah. Is there any other sequences that you guys like or that you can remember?
I really like the first encounter between Hattie and Luke on the streets when she's disguised, and she's, it's like, fighting him off, and he's just kind of like holding her back, and she just picks up all this random shit and just starts throwing it at him. He's like, and he just like catches her, knocks her. He's like, come on, hey. Like the battery part where he just throws it and he catches, like, just throws it away. It's like, what are you doing, kind of thing. I just love that, and he finally just like picks her up when she has her like submission, and he just picks her up and kind of like that. I love that. It's very fun.
She's like, I bet you wish you weren't holding back now, and then he's just like, oh no, it doesn't matter.
Like, if you popped a little earlier, we were going through a lot of the insults that they threw at each other.
Hey, is that a profile picture of our tribal chief Roman Reigns, who also featured in this film?
Right.
You get some fist bumps from The Rock.
Of course, another great sequence. I just wrote down in my notes, Shaw takes the elevator.
I love that. Nobody tells me what to do.
Yeah.
Anytime you like the slow jerk motion, it always gets to me. It doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's very childish.
Yeah, incredibly childish. But like, this film is not mature in the least.
No, it's
no.
It's two guys who are
grown-ass man babies.
too old for what they're doing in terms of like the way that they're respecting each other, but it works really well.
But yeah, that whole kind of is very much like a Mission Impossible sort of kind of scene when they're like running and like, scaling down the building. Yeah. Very Mission Impossible-esque.
Yeah,
for sure. And also, Brixton's bike is fucking amazing. I love that thing. The bike is great.
Is very happy with that profile picture there, man.
He's our tribal chief.
Yeah. But that whole chase scene was great after that.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of really fun sequences in them. They're really well staged. And the action is a lot of fun too. It just
when he goes underneath the truck.
With it is the problem
that's
is
a classic Fast and Furious moment.
Yeah. Oh, another Fast and Furious item.
Well, talk about the bike part.
There are two pure Fast and Furious moments. One where they drive underneath the semi, and two when they hit the moonshine, aka Nos.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And of course, family.
Although I'm wondering if moonshine is just Samoan nuts.
I'm pretty sure in this case, moonshine is literally just moonshine.
Probably.
I don't think it's I don't think it's a metaphor or slang or anything. I'm pretty sure it's just moonshine.
It's literally powered by moonshine.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff. The great stunt when he's on the back of the truck or the back of the buggy at the end, and he has to like with the chain pull it back.
Captain America's that shit.
Yeah, he had to Captain America that the exact same thing. Exactly. It's exactly what he did.
Yes,
like, oh my
he
god, he's holding
very loud.
A helicopter back. I love it, and then just launches it back to the chain bolt. I was like, awesome.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were discussing at the beginning. How we have our structure for the show, but it doesn't necessarily fit in for some of them. But we're trying to see what we could do with each section of it.
I would
it's
call this
definitely-
a franchise film, not a saga film. Right, the saga.
Yes, that is why it is.
That's why it's
Yeah.
Fast and Furious presents
Present.
or Solo
Or-
or Rogue One, a Star Wars.
It's
story.
in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, the realm of the Fast and
It's
Furious.
in the world. It's just not in the same world necessarily.
Right. But I also
Um,
love the power plant scene. Like that whole chase scene with
Yeah.
it, like on the little where the Shaws are getting chased by, Braxton, and they're doing like the flip from building and shit, like the somersault and all that. That was, or whatever you want to call it, the rolling
Now-
shit was great.
I do have one issue with the film is its pacing, because when that scene was done, it's about an hour 25 minutes into the film. There's still another. There's
Hour.
it's about an
Hour-ish.
hour and 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
There's about another hour, including credits, of the film, and
Hmm.
I thought, well, this feels like they could wrap up soon.
Yeah, I had that
Oh.
exact same moment when we were watching it on Wednesday. Right after that scene,
Yes.
I checked the time and I was like, "Holy shit! There's still an hour left in this movie."
No, like this
Um,
this film is 2 hours and 16 minutes, and this
Yep.
film needed to be an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah,
Oh, I like the
Kelly,
length.
yeah, I think it might actually be more like 30-ish minutes too long. There's enough stuff in there, and it could be rewritten enough. Also, hi Kelly, thank you for stopping by.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
And there's
Kelly.
enough that could have been removed
Hashtag
from
family.
it to tighten it up that would make it better and might also possibly make it feel a little closer to the franchise as a whole. But it's an exercise in excess, and in that respect, it succeeds. But as an exercise in excess in a franchise of excess, it somehow doesn't succeed. But always family. That's why we're here.
Always.
Um,
Usos.
and
Family.
yeah, but yeah,
Usos.
there's a lot of fun action stunts and everything in there. We talked about the fight at the
A lot.
end. What up, Tyler? Yep, we definitely were talking about just how long it was. It's
See, I don't
definitely
mind it.
too long.
I'm a greedy person. So like, give me more, like just all the action and just outlandishness you can. Just throw it at me, and I'll take all of it. So I was like, I was fine. And like, I remember watching it when we got to that, the power plant scene and all that good stuff. I was like, oh, we got some time to go because we ain't even in Samoa yet. So I'm like, all right, cool. Where we going? What's happening? And then we get the good, my cock small, moments and all that.
I go by Michael.
I go by Michael.
Right. It's not small.
Very
Yeah,
well
I go
endowed.
So
wait,
here's
hold
the
on. That
thing.
brings me up to another good quote, though.
Oh.
When he gets on the plane and he's like, "Well, here's the difference. People like me," and then he looks at the lady next to him and he's like, "I love your babushka," and she's like,
He's
so happy to hear that from him.
That's very fun.
So actually, here's the thing. It is in fact the longest film in the franchise.
Yeah,
at-
that's not surprising.
It is 137 minutes. Furious 7 is 137 minutes. They are both the same length, and the pacing of the two films feels so radically different. And that's crazy considering how chopped up Furious 7 had to be because of everything that occurred.
Right.
Fate of the Furious is 136 minutes, and that film does feel bloated as well, but it also doesn't have the same pacing issues. Fast and Furious 6, that's 130 minutes, and Fast 5 is 130 minutes. So Fast and Furious 4 is 109 minutes. Everything before that was less than 2 hours. So Fast 5 on, they're 2 hours and 10 to 2 hours and 17 minutes. So they're
Yep.
all right in the same. They're all right in the same area. So it's crazy to see what, how films with the same basic length of time can feel so totally different in like how you feel time pass, because you can watch a shitty, terrible 90-minute comedy and it feels like it's never going to end. And then there's The Wolf of Wall Street, which is 3 hours, and it flies by.
Because it's so fun. Yeah.
But it's not just the fun. There's something about the way that it's paced and the way that
the
things are
structure
edited
and kind of
and the structure and the way that scenes are able to play out. And when they cut a scene and go to the next one, there's a flow, and it feels like this film had a flow that went to the end, and they were like, actually, hold on, this isn't the end. It's actually just a curve. So now you're going to go that way. So it wasn't done.
Yeah,
and it should have been shorter.
Yeah, if I could, I think this movie is about 20 minutes too long. I mean, because it's a lot of fun, but you go from action, and then it stops, and you have like a character development moments.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to branch out the characters, trying to get them to grow, come together, and then you go back up to 180 miles an hour, and then you pause it again, you come and drop down, and you go back up again. So this one definitely starts and stops.
Yeah, F9 I'm curious about because it is. Yeah, it does. F9 it's 8 minutes longer than Furious 7 and Hobbs and Shaw, 9 minutes longer than and it's definitely going to be the longest film in the franchise. However, long doesn't necessarily mean bad. A film is exactly as long as it needs to be. The Fast and the Furious, it's exactly the length that it had to be.
The Fast and the Furious is a perfect movie, so yes.
Only rivals Too Fast, Too Furious in perfection. I agree.
Because as we've seen, where it doesn't necessarily, except for F. Gary Gray's entry,
I saw that.
None of the films feel overly long in the series, in the main saga. And this one, we have Justin Lin coming back after doing like a great job on Star Trek Beyond, after doing Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, and Fast and Furious 6, coming back for 9. I have faith that he's going to have a better handle on the pacing. I'm curious because it's going to be different screenwriters than Chris Morgan, who's written every film, including Hobbs and Shaw, since Tokyo Drift. Also, Zach's opinions are dumb, but Lustrina makes him look smart.
Well, here's the problem with that is that John and I agree on everything. So all of our opinions are the same. So what's it going to be, Pat? What's it going to be?
Quotes really quick. Actually, too, because on the airplane, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, The Rock, when they're going back and forth, the guy's like, oh, you want to go? All right, there's nothing but air and opportunity. It was the air. Like that one I love. And then when he calls back, it's like, oh, the music started. Now let's see if we can get in sync. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. It's crazy, and I absolutely love it. And very much so, The Rock.
We definitely kind of went off there from stunts, but I think the stunts actually were kind of vital to that conversation because the film felt like it needed to have sequence after sequence after sequence of action. And big. Sometimes too much action might be just too much.
There's no such thing. You mind your tongue, sir.
No, it's my show.
It's beautiful.
So here's the deal. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to choose this. The best car, because the film doesn't really focus on the cars. There are a couple of cars there are a couple of vehicles, shall I say, modes of transportation worth bringing up. Special shout out though to the tube of farts that Kevin Hart has to be stuck in. But so Zach is obviously excited to talk about the McLaren, or at least just point out, hey, there's a McLaren.
Yeah, Shaw's McLaren.
That's mine.
It's the best car.
You mean this car right here? This car right here? Ooh. This car?
Oh,
nice.
This car?
Yep.
Yes, that's the one. So anyways, good talk. That's the best car in the movie.
It's the only fucking car besides trucks or Jeeps. Yeah.
That is the only. That is.
I mean,
I guess Shaw has his underground.
He's got the one from the Italian Job, which
I was gonna say that
he has a Mini Cooper
was nice
from the Italian Job.
Citing a film that's infinitely worse than any of the films in the Fast and Furious franchise.
But hey, it's canon now. The Italian Job is part of the Fast franchise.
That was Shaw
tomorrow, but we're not going over that film. What else is there? But I mean, for me, because as I've said before, I don't have a huge attachment to vehicles for the most part. Mine is Brixton's motorcycle, the one that literally drives itself. It's like an extension of his cyborg self. He basically controls it with his
It's
program.
part Transformer also.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. It can like sort of like bend itself over and curl around and sort of drive sideways.
It's
It's all
crazy.
very strange.
It's crazy. But it makes exactly as much sense as whatever cyber stuff is going on with Brixton.
His motorcycle also makes really cool futuristic sci-fi noises when it drives.
does.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Exactly.
You're like,
So
what is
very
happening
futuristic.
right now? It's just like lots of warbles and
What was the name of his
whizzes.
organization?
Etion.
Etion.
Yeah, Etion.
Yes, that's a cool name.
Which hold on. So is Etion supposed to be like a legitimate company that just has this sort of secondary underground operation
thread.
going on?
I believe so. Yeah.
So like, what happens to Etion after this movie? Because like, they've been outed now. You know, Hobbs and Shaw, they're well aware of Etion's operation at this point. So
Well, that's what we'll see. 'Cause
Yeah, I
Betty-
mean, I guess it's sort of like
Voice is coming back.
can they prove it kind of thing. I mean, because they were,
I
as
mean,
far
they
as we
have
know,
the
they're
virus,
still
and they
labeled as
proved that-
trade as fugitives. So I mean, they're still.
Aren't they?
But I mean, I guess
Surely
that's well.
their names have been cleared by now.
Yeah, it is, but we don't see that. But I guess they are.
Oh,
So it's
hey,
still-
best quotes. There was a quote at Etion where a guy's like, we hacked the mainframe and now control all of the news outlets. And I was like, dude, hell yeah. Any movie that says we hack the mainframe, money.
It reminds me of in Gone in 60 Seconds, the Nick Cage one, where he's like, I can hack the DMV mainframe. I can do a lot of really crazy stuff with computers. Because, Toby, what exactly can you do with computers? That's my Nick Cage. It's not very good, but you get the
But
idea.
yeah, when he's like,
Tell
we
me
have
exactly what you
75,
can do.
we control 75% of outlets. And Brixton's like, it's not enough. We need 100%. Here's the narrative. And it's like this weird thing where he turns into this like author where it's like he's telling the story like in real time. He's creating the story. It kind of reminds me. Have you guys seen The Brothers Bloom?
A long time ago.
Very like ages ago.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that where he's like, okay, here's the story and we're going to let this play out.
The strain to look confused. Brothers Bloom was Ryan Johnson's second film after he made Brick and before he made Looper.
Oh, okay. That okay.
Johnson made that? Sweet Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like the Brothers Grimm for some reason.
No. Brothers Bloom is like it's like a fun like con man type of film with
I think
Adrian Brody and Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen. Yeah, I think I saw. Yeah, that was
good.
Yeah.
What else is there? So I took down the ticker for a moment because I just want to point out something about Brixton. Idris Elba kills in this movie. He's awesome.
He's awesome.
But he is another example, and I mentioned this to Zach before we got started here, of this thing that films are doing. Which, by the way, let's just take a moment to just point out, politically speaking, Hollywood tends to lean left. Hollywood tends to have people that are talking out about climate change and the environment. So why is it that it's the same people trying to do that? Do they make these movies where they're having someone talk about the environment and saving the environment as making them these extremist villains? Like you're making the idea of being an environmentalist a bad thing.
Yes,
it's okay
it's
to
a weird
save
trope.
The earth because of bad things humans do, but like you're doing this thing of like showing like the extremist version of it.
Because that's boring.
Stop making environmentalists evil. It's weird.
Because nobody's going to go to a movie for 2 hours to see somebody trying to save a tree. No one's going to do that.
It's a weird thing. We got to kill humanity to save humanity. Brixton, I got to tell you, that doesn't make any sense. It's
They can do it in Godzilla. They can do it in Fast and Furious. Unleash the Titans to save humanity. Unleash this shit to save humanity.
Yeah,
it's always one to cancel.
I agree, though. The messaging is a little confusing, given the creators of the content.
It's just entertainment because that's not a very exciting movie if they're going to use it for its intended purpose.
I get that, but I feel as though this is where the issue comes in, where dismissing something that might feel irresponsible or just like short-sighted as entertainment means that what we're looking for in entertainment might not necessarily be ethical or good. Because there's plenty of fun stuff in the movie, but then there's this thing in there that's just like, don't do that. And it goes with other movies too. Like there are plenty of great things in a lot of these movies that have this sort of like villain theme in there, but they're trying to make like, okay, but the guy who wants to save the Earth, they're trying to make like, oh, well, from his perspective, if he thought about it, the villain is the hero. He thinks he's the hero.
Yeah,
right,
I mean, from his point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Thanos.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, then you are lost.
I think part of it might also be like we collectively probably watch a lot more movies than most people. So there may be a thing too where there's actually not that many movies, because I know we called it a trope of having like the extremist environmentalist, but it may not actually be as popular like on the grand scale as maybe we're thinking. Maybe it just kind of stands out whenever we see it because it just feels a little weird.
It's
like how many times can you have like Russian
King of Monsters
terrorists or something?
Yeah, but it's like that. It's like Thanos is that sort of thing. The idea
Thanos,
of we have to wipe out because they're taking up too much. Like
I only think of 3.
It's not a ton, but it is in films that are gigantic that are meant to reach, and they do reach mass audiences. That's all I mean.
Iron Man 3.
Yes, like stuff like that.
Was that Iron Man 3?
Ridiculous.
Was
it him?
Because they're building the technology to like regrow. Where's Pat? Pat, post in the chat to like regrow cells and shit like that.
Yeah, but I would say that was for like
energists. Or
I wouldn't say that's like an environmentalist type thing. I wouldn't think.
That's more bettering humanity, healing people.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's for that. Yeah, like extremists that way.
But there are
the idea of doing things quote unquote to better humanity is to remove humanity, or at least swaths of them.
Right,
it's an
but then
issue
they just wanted to improve
film.
Only
it's
the
an
weak.
That I have.
I mean, it was kind of like a eugenics. Message.
This new Bond film is like that. No Time to Die. Rami Malek is a.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly it. Yeah, no, I remember that. He's talked about it. He's a radical environmentalist who's a villain.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. You don't have to be. Be radical about something else. Not about something that's like I don't know. It's something that bugs me, and it bugs me here. And having said that,
I never put that together till you said that.
He slays.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like this thing where Hollywood has leaned into it, and it pops up every now and then. And yeah, maybe it's only in a few films so far, but then you think about after a long time, if it keeps being in a few films, then those add up as a subdivision of the kind of villain, which is the villain who is looking to save the planet because humans are bad. And then maybe people start to like think about that. We remember what happens when enough people think that one thing is bad. Then,
well, it's obvious what they're going for is like
one.
the sympathetic villain, right? Like that's what they're going for. Like, oh man, they meant well, but they took it too far. They lost sight of what they were doing and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's a way that they try to get you to care about a villain, because if a villain is just pure evil, it's kind of like it's hard to be concerned about their struggle or who they are as a character.
Brixton, there's nothing to care about him though. He is a Terminator. He is just a guy who shows up, whips ass, and then it's the next scene.
I mean, don't they refer to him as the Terminator at one point?
Yeah, it's like, great, we're being chased by the Terminator.
That's a great line too. That was on my list.
Oh yeah, he's like, I shot him in the brain twice.
3 times.
Yeah,
I thought it was 3 times, but
yeah, it's. Anyways, that's my mini rant. It is
twice in the chest, once in the head.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Collateral.
By the way, just gonna throw it out there. Not that you have to. We have a Streamlabs. You don't have to donate, but figure throw it out there anyway. Got to make the plug. Got to hustle.
And in your Streamlabs post, please make sure you note which one of the 4 of us you want to receive the money that you're donating.
Right.
I'm just kidding. It all goes to Schmoe Me the Money. That's
so you spell night Knig. No,
I gotta eat, right?
Yeah. I gotta eat.
We hungry.
We hungry.
That's what I'm talking about, man. 1 and 2 are infinitely quotable.
Back to favorite quotes about Too Fast, Too Furious. We hungry. We ain't hungry no more.
The end credits.
We ain't hungry. We ain't hungry no more either.
Yeah.
Pump it up.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Oh God.
Let's just talk about Too Fast, Too Furious. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh God. It's been fun, guys. Bye.
Oh no, Knight is a Too Fast, Too Furious hater.
Oh no, Night. Oh no, Night. No.
Oh no, and Matt Thomas is in the chat now saying "fuck this movie." Oh gosh.
Too Fast, Too Furious, and Tokyo are the biggest disgraces to the franchise.
Oh my
so
God.
far.
Dude,
I did not hear that.
You are the biggest disgrace
Get out
to this show. You embarrass me.
Right. I'm just saying they're terrible. Oh, and I love
No,
his.
no,
Oh, we'll talk about
no,
it after the show.
no.
Anyways,
Okay, no,
let's
yeah.
get back to the positives. That was my rant on a negative thing about the film, but let's get back to the stuff that we liked about it, because we all do like it. Because we do have joy in our hearts, unlike some people.
Yes.
So
Relax, man.
Matt likes
MVP
Tokyo Drift. He's been out my way for like a minute now. Sorry, Matt.
I enjoy Tokyo Drift, but I don't think it's nearly as good as a lot of them. It definitely feels out of place like this one, but not to the same degree. So what kind of there's not as many characters to choose from this time around in terms of what who may constitute as an MVP. I know I have my pick. I believe Zach might have the same pick. I'm wondering if either of you guys had the same pick. John, I know that you didn't get a chance to rewatch it, so you're just trying to remember. So why don't one of us kind of go off? Lestrinas, and Zach and I briefly talked about it beforehand.
Okay. I'm realistically, I think there is one choice. She's not carrying Brian's baby, but she is carrying a deadly virus. It's Hattie Shaw. But because I think Zach and I talked about it last night when we were watching the film. I do have a backup.
Everything. I love it.
Yeah,
I do. I also have Hobbs and Shaw and Brixton, as you can see here, but I don't know where I put them right now. But I'm getting Jacob and Dom.
Eyes in that
Right, I was looking at
Nice.
those orange eyes. I love that.
But to be
Nice.
to be different, because I think you guys have a different one, I am going to throw out Air Marshal Dinkley, providing them supplies,
Nice.
transportation to Samoa to get there, to do everything. I mean, there's three. Honestly, I don't think there's a clear. I think honestly, Hattie is 100% the MVP. She's great. I love Vanessa Kirby. I love her. She's great. She's fantastic. Officially, 100% she's the MVP. But Air Marshal Dinkley, man, he just wants to get back in the field. You know, call him up, man. He's there, whether he's in a stall in a bathroom, on a plane or whatever, man. He's good to go. He's legit.
Wherever he is where the magic's happening. Okay.
Abracadabra, bitches.
Now, John, that is an interesting answer, but let me explain to you why Mia was the MVP.
There it is.
I knew
There it is.
Explain.
I'm just kidding. No, I mean Hattie is the MVP. It's not even close, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like in a movie named Hobbs and Shaw, where the two characters I feel like are totally overshadowed by Hattie. She's fantastic in every scene, and like Vanessa Kirby's fantastic, and Hattie, the character, is just like a fucking boss the whole time.
Might be some time for some curls.
Yeah,
That's a pretty cool one too.
You kind of said it, John. She's great.
Hattie is mine as well. She's definitely the standout. I mean, look, we love Hobbs, we love Shaw. They're a lot of fun. I mean, we can also just throw out there Ryan Reynolds is a delight in every scene playing Ryan Reynolds. And arguably Hobbs wouldn't have been able to be sent out there if not been on this journey that would end up in him being able to reunite with his family if it wasn't for Locke coming out there and telling him you're doing this. So we could say that, but then we can also say by the transitive property, I believe that would mean Mr. Nobody might actually be, because he's the one that gave him to Locke. So, and he didn't even show up. But yeah,
I wish Little Nobody would have been there.
Yeah,
more Little Nobody.
Right.
So
wait a minute. Actually, who was? Sorry, I'm not speaking.
So here's the thing: they look to try to see if they can make it Keanu Reeves. He didn't. He declined. What they did was they just had Ryan Reynolds have a warped voice do the voiceover. He's not cast as the head of Etion for now. So the sound is him. He is the one that did the voiceover.
Yeah, I forget what is credited as, but you can tell it's Ryan Reynolds when you can hear Ryan Reynolds.
It is Ryan Reynolds. Actually, it is.
Yeah, every once in a while the distortion kind of like dips out.
Yeah, which is what I found to be so weird, because it's like they weren't officially they're not going with Ryan Reynolds as that character. At least you would think so. I mean, you wouldn't think so. Although that would be kind of a fun twist if he did end up also being it.
Gosh,
But then
if
you'd also
it's
wonder.
got to be Braga, please. Be
Champ
Braga.
Nightingale.
Or I mean, not
Champ-
Braga.
Champ Nightingale
Carter
is what
Verone.
it's credited
Carter
as.
Verone.
Please, Carter Verone.
He somehow got
Please,
he got
Carter
out
Verone.
he got out of jail and then
Yeah.
somehow became the head of a
I
whole
mean, here's the
corporation.
question though. I mean, because it's someone that Hobbs knows, experiences with, but
Right.
is it someone we know, or like
Is
maybe
it, right? Is
because-
it someone we know? Yeah.
Is it somebody? Because I always
It's
thought, like,
Taj,
is,
it's Tech.
it his father because he had that?
Mm.
Ooh.
That's what I always thought it
Ooh.
But
was
but
his father.
here's the deal.
But I don't
what
know.
I'm curious
But he put his
about
father
is,
away.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
So-
put his father. But what I'm curious about is if the original idea was to get Keanu, then it would have to be someone who had worked with him or who he had put away somehow, or someone had betrayed someone somehow. But if they couldn't get him, we don't know necessarily what it would be.
Wait, hold on. I know who it
that's
is, you
funny.
guys.
That's
I've solved
funny,
it.
especially.
Right.
Ellie?
Hold on. I
Probably.
solved it.
Ellie?
I solved it. All right. When he's in prison and that guy's like, I've been waiting 18 years for this. And he says, keep waiting, bitch. And he stabs him. It's that guy.
Could very well be.
It
But
has to be.
That's
I have an
That's funny.
MVP.
oh,
Oh.
go for it.
Gentlemen, you are all wrong. There's only one MVP here.
It's gotta
Because without this person, right, it's Letty. Without this person, the sister would be dead, the world would be fucked, and everything would just go to shit. It is Brother Uso himself. I forget his name, but The Rock's big brother.
It's Cliff
That
Curtis.
Yeah, Cliff Curtis. Yeah, but I don't know
Yeah.
his like character name.
Brother
His name is
Uso. I
Jonah.
believe that just means
Jonah.
brother.
Jonah. Yes.
Yeah, it's
He is the
Jonah.
MVP of the movie because he literally fixes the machine that is able to save her and the rest of the world in a chop shop, chilling with Fast and Furious music and just able to go off. He is a true MVP. He literally saved the world by doing this, or else
Good
they would have
call.
been screwed.
But again, if we're being real, Tej would have had that thing fixed in 20 minutes.
But he is
20
not
minutes.
here,
it's a-
sir.
it's a blah 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 whatever, and then Ramsey's gonna be
Yeah.
there. Oh, I know exactly what it is too. Let's do it. And then Tyree's like,
Right, yeah. So
"Oh,
hold on.
man."
Right.
Hattie hacking into their weapon systems and deactivating them, Ramsey could have actually made them turn around and shoot their owners, right?
100%.
Yeah, basically.
This made the guns explode when they try to shoot.
Yeah.
Oh God! Right, pull a dread.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ramsey and Tej would have had Etienne just fucking wiped in minutes.
They would have, but I
Yeah.
could have been like, I would just if I was Hobbs, I'd been like, Tej, need your help. But of
Yeah.
course, they had to stay
Right.
separated and keep.
I
it
hope
all,
in
like,
Fast 9, Tej has a throwaway line where he's like, something like,
Lego?
"Well,
Sorry.
Hobbs, you owe me one after I called Jonah and told him how to fix that blood pump or whatever." Be like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, it was Tej all along."
Wait, so you know that they're stopping at 10? There is no 11 anymore. It's
There
stopping
is
at 10.
going to be
I don't
11.
believe them.
It's 9, 10, 11. It's 9, 10, 11.
For this main
Well-
series, but
well,
there's
that's the
spin-offs
thing.
still in the works, and who
Because
knows?
Vin
There's
Diesel
always going to
posted.
be spin-offs and other things.
Vin Diesel just posted on Instagram his thing where he was meeting with Justin Lin. He said our final entry in the saga, Fast 10. And he just put that up on his Instagram when he met with Justin Lin for a production meeting about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm so privileged to bring you." And he previewed his new song too. That's how I was like, "What's going on?" He was like, yeah,
Was it
so
about?
here to bring it up to you." Sounded like it was in Spanish.
but-
So yeah,
But they announced last fall that it was going to be
11, yeah.
a
I
that
think they
there would be
changed
that
it.
10 and 11 would be split in half because and a lot of people were like, well, yeah, they're going to do that because they got to make up the money that's lost on F9 because of COVID.
Oh,
So-
I think they might have changed it because like if it's coming from Diesel, I'm like, all right, well, cool. I guess that's what's happening now. He was so here I got it. Fire, pure fire. The last chapter is coming. Fast 10. Of course, Justin is here to work to make you proud.
Oh,
So
interesting.
when did he post that?
This was April 21st.
So
Oh.
a week ago.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
right.
It's we already know the answer to this.
Everybody dies.
Is it a superhero franchise? It is.
This one for
There's
sure.
This one.
if we recall, Hobbs broke his arm falling out of 4 stories, maybe. He
Yeah.
fell from the
Good
top of a fucking skyscraper, landed on a car, got up, and was fine.
Cars are cushions. That's all you need
Cars-
to know about
Right.
this franchise. Cars
And also
are
mention
cushions.
his leg was, or his calf or leg, whatever was broken. It was up when he first saw him, and then the next scene is like, oh, doesn't need any more, just my arm. I'm like, you have some amazing healing, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point now, we definitely know that this is a franchise, that this is a superhero franchise. And even if he's not,
Yes.
even if he was in the film, we know that the head of this superhero family, he was here in spirit.
I will say, with regards to this question, is this a superhero franchise? I think when we talk about the main saga, it's a bit of a meme to call it a superhero franchise because it's like it's obviously like, oh, they have like superhuman strength and they can do things, but it's not like a traditionally superhero saga. But this movie is like unabashedly superheroes. I mean,
Oh yeah.
We have a guy who's literally bulletproof, and then later on they're like,
Black Superman.
then later on, and then later on he's like,
Superman,
oh, it's the out. Later on, he's like,
I'm
oh,
Black
it's
Superman.
the outfit. But it's like, no, the only
Yeah.
guy we know that's bulletproof is this guy.
Hell yeah.
Right. He
He's-
looks like his breath smells like cigarettes
Bullets
too.
absorb into his body.
Like he's
Right,
just
yeah,
in
they
your face
actually-
for a
they hit
close
him
up.
and
Like, damn.
disintegrate. They
He
turn to
looks like
ash.
he's missing. He looks like he's missing
like
a
a
gold
cigarette.
chain around.
I
his
mean, that
neck.
makes sense. You hear how only thing he does to get ready to play Dom is drink a hell of a lot of beer. That's it. I'm like, it makes
Well,
sense.
that's not the only
I am the
thing.
guy.
We all heard about what happened when Cena got cast. He has a Dom shrine, he said.
Up.
What
Yeah,
I'd love
right.
to know is what
How
does that
about-
mean?
And John
does
Cena
that
appeared.
look
And that was a sign from Paul Walker that
What
John
does-
needed to be in this.
Pablo
Vin
Paul.
Diesel plays Dom. So what does a Dom shrine look like as owned by Dom?
I'm pretty sure the
as
necklace
owned-
is in the center of it all, and everything branches from that. I'm sure the cross is there, cross necklace, and then he branched from there.
By the way, we did just get a Streamlabs
Come on, please be for me.
from
Please be for
one
me.
Air Marshal John Lestrina. This show has been so
Who's
much
that?
fun for me. I love this franchise so much. It's all about family. Y'all are family. Salute me,
Family.
familia. June 25th. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Damn it.
Yeah, this is.
I wish you guys
That
lived
mine's
here,
coming
man.
Right back to me. So just so you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish you
let's
guys
see how
lived
it
here,
works
man.
after
We,
the taxes.
we would have had to do like a whole like going to go see Fast 10, 9, like for sure, like a group outing.
We don't know what's
I mean,
happening
who
in
says we
June.
can't?
Yeah,
Oh, that's also true. I don't know.
I'm
I'm
fully
double
vaccinated.
dosed. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will be by then.
We're,
I'll
we're all
actually-
double alpha. So
Yes.
we're all
Wrong. Double alpha.
double alpha. We're 3 of us are alphas. Apex predators.
Apex predators.
Zach
Yes.
is definitely a 10. So
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Because I'm the only bastard out
overall-
here, and I'll be the only one seeing it, and that's not fun.
Yeah, I don't know what it'll be like to actually like go and like watch this on my own after everything going on. Like overall, I ranked the films in my letterboxd, and going to this, I have this above Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, Too Fast, Too Furious, and The Fate of the Furious.
right.
So I have it smack dab in the middle.
All right. So should we do rankings right now?
Do we
Let me
want
just
it?
do one off the top of my head.
or
Oh,
Okay.
cool. That'd be fun. All right. Okay.
There's
Number
not enough
one.
films for a full tier list.
Number 1, The
well,
Fast
then
and
I'll
the
be S
Furious.
tier, so it's okay.
Number 2, Too Fast, Too Furious. Next, we have Fast 7 or Furious 7. I can never remember the names of these movies. Furious 7.
They can't either.
Then we have Fast 5. Then we have Fast 6.
Fucking marker.
Then we
Furious
have
Six, sir.
Fast. No, then we have Hobbs and Shaw. Then we have Fast and Furious. Then we have Fate of the Furious. Or no, switch Fate of the Furious before Fast and Furious. Fate of the Furious, then Fast and Furious, then Tokyo Drift.
John, are you writing? Lestrina, are you writing yours down right now?
Yeah, I need to write it down. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna write them down as the. I mean, I have the list there. I don't need to write.
I mean, 1,
I
2,
know
show my
7.
board.
but I want to see it written down. Sorry.
One,
Yeah.
2, 7
Okay.
being my top 3 is like locked.
Yeah.
It would be almost impossible to displace any of those.
So I would probably go. I'll do Fast 5, Furious 7. I'll do Furious 6. I will go with Fast and Furious. No, actually, the Fast and the Furious. Fast and Furious. Hobbs and Shaw. I will do Fate of the Furious. I will do Too Fast, Too Furious, and Tokyo Drift.
I have my rankings here, which are Fast 5 at number 1, Furious 7 at number 2, Fast and Furious
Good
6
man.
at number 3,
Good man.
The Fast and the Furious at number 4. Number 5, I have Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. Number 6, I have The Fate of the Furious. Number 7, I have Too Fast, Too Furious, even though it's a lot of fun. Then I have
Yes.
The Fast and the Furious. Yeah, like I'm ranking them based on how good they are, not how much I enjoy. Because a lot of my enjoyment is like definitely based off of how much you guys also enjoy it. Then I have at number 8, The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And then I have Fast and Furious at number 9.
Oh, Fast and Furious, the last. Interesting.
Yeah, the 2009 one.
Right.
I find it to be way too morose and kind of just like it takes itself way too seriously, and it feels like it's a stepping stone to the Fast and Furious that it wants to be.
And frankly, just too much nitro meth in that movie.
Yeah,
Only pussies run nitro meth.
He's running pure nitro meth.
You looked under my hood?
Let's just run it back. Let's just run it back. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. I got a list.
Okay.
I will again note that I love all these movies. So
of course.
a couple of them could change, but my number 1 is Fast and Furious 6.
Oh,
nice.
I'm so disappointed, John.
Number 2, Fast 5.
Oh,
Number
no,
3,
Oh, God.
Furious
Okay.
7. Number 4, The Fast and the Furious. Number 5, Too Fast, Too Furious. Number 6,
Hi.
The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Number 7, The Fate of the Furious. Number 8,
Okay.
Fast and Furious. And number 9, Hobbs and Shaw.
So I'm the only
Oh.
like OG purist here.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is funny considering where Lestrina, who religiously talks about Too Fast, Too Furious in the chat,
Right, that surprised me.
and that he ranked it as low as he did, but that like is very fun. But
I
it's
mean,
also,
I'm
I
proud
honestly
of you,
flip flop
John.
between
Yeah.
Too Fast and the original Fast and Furious. They flip flop for me a lot. I just think I mean, 5, 6, and 7. I mean, those 3 movies
Those
right
are
in a
just
row.
gold.
they're a
Gold.
legitimately
Shit, man.
great action trilogy together.
Yeah.
They are,
Gold.
and a lot of it works because of the through line of
All right,
goodbye, John.
But he's gone.
Well, that's
He
sad.
didn't agree.
Oh no, Lestrina, but oh yes, Monty. John will be back. I know what probably happened. His computer probably like died out for a second. He'll be back. But yeah,
I'll be back.
I don't even know what thought I had. But overall, we'll start with you, Knight. Well, how much do you just love the franchise? Because I know when you first, I think, followed us, you saw that we had tweeted about this, and you just said, "I gotta be on," and you invited yourself on, and we were like, "Absolutely, come on, man." So
Yes.
obviously, you love the franchise.
I am absolutely obsessed with this franchise. I think it's one of the best franchises in film history. Box office also helps prove that. America helps prove that. And it's just an awesome film series. It just doesn't take itself too seriously. It tries in the moments. It hits where it needs to. It delivers amazing and great action. There's a unity about it. They never let us. Well, recently they don't let us down. So it's such an amazing franchise. I love it, and I can't wait for it to keep going. I'm curious to see where all the spin-offs are going to go. I know Vin Diesel has them planned out and all of that. So we'll see what happens. Whatever they do, I'm here for it. Count me in. Unless it's a Tyrese movie, then I'm okay.
I just want you all to see that real quick.
Corona does suck, but family is not overrated.
I'm sorry.
So the
nobody
reason
ever
why
loved
I
you,
wanted
Jake.
to say that is because I did just put Jake in timeout. I did just time him out in the chat for putting that in there. So I just thought that you should know.
Greatly deserved. Greatly
If
deserved.
anything, family's underrated.
Yeah, family is underrated.
Even though Corona is really good with grenadine.
So I've been over the because I don't drink a ton. When I do drink, I drink in excess, but it's not like all the time. And so when I've had all this Corona, I got like 2 packs of Corona over the last 2 months because of this that I split up. So that's been fun. And yeah, I mean, I've grown to appreciate Corona. It's still not like my favorite beer, but it's better than expected.
Tastes like piss.
Listerina, you're back. You're back.
Tastes like piss.
Tastes like piss.
So-
If there is some kind of magic in the air that brings us all together for Fast 9, we all have to agree that is the drink of choice that we're sneaking into the theater, of course.
Of course.
It's Coronas.
Of course.
Corona
And
Extra?
I've already said, even though I do
Corona
not
Extra?
drink, I will drink Corona at that event if we.
Oh
all
my
get together.
God,
There you
Zach!
go.
I will kill a case
That's
of Corona with you, like right now.
I will get absolutely fucking tanked. Okay.
John, have you had Corona with grenadine? It's amazing.
Fun fact: on my 21st birthday in college, one of my roommates took me out, obviously because he was, and we went to this Mexican restaurant, and I killed a bunch of Coronas that night. It was amazing. It was awesome. I love Corona. The good Corona, the beer, not the.
I never got a
bad.
chance at Applebee's. I don't know if they still serve them. I think they're what are they? The Coronitas. They're like margaritas with like a Corona.
Oh
poured into
yeah. I know what you're
Oh,
talking
so it's like a
about. They
bulldog.
stick it in like the
Yeah.
end of it.
Yeah, they stick it in like
Bulldog, got
upside down into it, so
Yeah.
it's like an iced Corona.
Yeah.
I think with tequila or something.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
And you got to hold it by
Um,
like the knob and drink.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a whole little contraption for it. John, while your internet was cut out, Jake Iacovetta had put this in the chat.
Jake, you fucking piece of shit. You're a horrible human being. Why would you say
I timed
that?
him out. I timed him out.
As you should have. I know, but
Permanently, I hope.
He was definitely trying to get a rise out of me. It's not going to work.
You weren't even there. You weren't even there when
But Jake, I mean, again, which is weird because the other day, Jake said he would drink a case of Corona with me, so I don't know what he's talking about. And he loves family, so you know what, Jake, I love you. I want to drink beer with you and scotch, and so I'll be the bigger man, Jake.
Right. Don't
You're a
turn your
lovely
back on
human being.
family, even when they do.
Exactly.
Right.
Even when they do. Yep.
Yeah, don't worry.
back on
Don't
family.
worry, man. He's the Jonah to your Luke. You guys are gonna get back together one day.
Jake, why are you doing
25
this
years
to
from
me?
now.
Just apologize.
So,
Just apologize.
Listerina, I had asked Knight this. So, obviously, the last 9 episodes now, I guess it's 8 weeks, 9 weeks, that we've done this just in a row without stopping. We've gone through every single one of these, and it's obvious that you like this franchise, shall we say. So, just to kind of put a capper on it all, what does it mean to you just being able to watch this, enjoy it, talk about it? It's obviously a big part of a big thing for you.
I'll be I've been thinking about it lately because over the weekend when they put out the new sort of trailer kind of thing of getting back into theaters, and it's the voiceover with Vin Diesel.
Loved it.
Didn't watch it.
Talking about just getting back to in theaters and what the movie going experience means to you, and just saying there's one place where we can all go to experience together or to believe again, to have fun, to laugh, is the theater. And it really hit me hard and I got kind of a little emotional, and I watched it. Someone I forget who tagged me in the generous chat. But I was on my break and I watched it like 10 times, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is what it is all about. Just going to a fucking movie and just having fun and laughing and smiling and having a good time. Like, again, quick going back to Hobbs and Shaw, because this is episode about Hobbs and Shaw. When I saw Hobbs and Shaw, there was this guy next to me who was absolutely loving every minute of it. He was like laughing, having a good time. I looked over at him and was like, dude, man, I love you, man. This is fucking awesome. And that's all it's all about. These movies are so awesome. I mean, they're just so fun. And you turn off your brain for, 2 hours or whatever and just have a good time. Because that's what ultimately, I mean, you could watch, all these art movies and be like, oh man, that performance by Anthony Hopkins in The Fog was amazing and brilliant, which it truly was. But it's also depressing, and I want to have fun. I want to just smile and have a good time. And these movies are that. They're fun, and they are about family, and again, not all blood is family, which we know, and coming together, having a good time, and just being entertained, and that's the movie going experience, having fun, a good time, and just again, look at all of us. I didn't know Knight like how many weeks ago, and now we're family. So
I believe he came in at Fast 5.
Yep.
Yeah, came in at Fast 5.
Nice.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But he missed one, so we got 4. I was going to say he got a majority of them in, but he missed last week.
Yeah.
let's just run it back and give in all of them.
Yeah, we'll run it back.
Right, it's okay.
Although he's not allowed on the Too Fast, Too Furious episode, all right?
Well,
Oh God,
I was literally about to say,
that would be a destructive. You can bring me on. Yes, bring me.
no. Absolutely
Knight,
not.
let's watch Too Fast and Furious right now. Or change.
I was going to say, watch it with John and I, and you'll.
I'm down. Let me know when you guys are doing it. I'm in for it.
Here's a surprise, everyone.
Believe me.
I'm going to share my screen right now to HBO Max, and we're going to watch The Fast and the Furious right now. No, I'm not. We're not.
I was like, Gus.
But
Watch your back.
Zach, I know you've mentioned you've watched at least the first 2 films at least like 100 times.
Yes.
Just to kind of wrap it up with a neat bow. What is it? What is it that you love so much about this that you keep coming back to it?
So, I mean, I think as is evidenced by my rankings with The Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious being my 2 favorites, these movies came out. So I'm a very much a traditionalist in this franchise. I love the niche genre that it started out as much as I love the newer ones. The first ones, when they came out, I was sort of like at the perfect age to just, they hit me so purely. I was 13 when the first one came out, 15 when the second one came out. So that was right when I was getting into cars, getting ready to start driving, on my own. Me and all my friends loved it. And then they were huge when I was in high school, and me and my buddies would watch them all the time. Just how quotable they are. There was lots of just inside jokes between me and my friends that would do them. And then that kind of got rekindled when I was in college, because I just happened to have college roommates who also happened to, obviously they're the same age as me. So they also kind of grew up with them and loved them. So they've been just like a really big part of sort of my coming of age type years. And honestly, it's my second favorite franchise of all time behind only Star Wars. So that says a lot, I think. But what was it, John? What'd you do?
Oh, no, honestly, again, I'm 100% with you. Star Wars is my favorite franchise, but
yeah, my God, I was 11 when the first one came out. Sweet Christmas.
I was 8.5 maybe, because it came out like summer 2001.
Yeah.
So I was born in November 92. So if we did 9 years past that would be November 92. So I'd be 8.5. Yeah, 8.5.
I was 11. Jesus.
Yeah, so I was 13, so I was like starting to think about cars at that point. Like, ooh, I'm only 2 years away from getting my driver's permit, and
like freshman high school. Yeah.
So I mean, but yeah, these were very much hit at the right time for me, where a lot of my friendships, had these squarely, in the middle of those friendships, and obviously that is carried on here, where, these friends on screen with me now, where we just get to keep talking about them. Family.
Over
I don't
and
have
over.
friends. I have family.
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot of
I got
friends.
family.
Okay. Hey, so in
Friends.
fairness, when these movies, the family part of this franchise, it is a newer aspect of them. You know, that
Fast
kicks
Five,
in
yeah,
like
Fast Five.
Fast Five around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, me being
But
a
sure.
traditionalist, you know, the family part is
Well,
little
I mean,
newer
realistically,
concept.
I mean, they were family in the Fast and the Furious, except minus Leon and Jesse.
Saying it every 2
They
it was
seconds.
it was always there. The concept was always there, but it wasn't emphasized in the same way
Right.
that it is now.
Like every other word
Yeah.
wasn't family.
Exactly.
They expounded upon it. They expounded
Which
upon
also-
it and
As they got bigger.
Speaking
Yeah,
of Star Wars being my favorite franchise, Star Wars has done a similar thing with the word hope that Fast has done with family. The word hope is in there's at least 3 quotes per movie that says the word hope, and it's very strange.
but like
I don't know
in
why
a
they're doing it.
significant use
Yes.
of the word hope.
Not
just
like in passing. It is like this is
just
a
like
key
in
moment.
passing, like, okay, I hope this thing happens here, blah blah
No.
blah.
No,
Right. I don't
rebellions are
have
built
faith.
on hope.
I have hope.
Yeah.
What did they bring us? Hope.
Yes, hope.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, Rogue
right.
One. That's right.
They're like obsessed with this concept of hope,
Mhm.
which is weird. I still love
Yeah.
everything in Star Wars, but
100%.
They never said in
I don't
Mandalorian
know.
though, right? I don't think hope has come up in Mandalorian.
Yeah, no, that place is hopeless.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the world you want to be in.
There's no
but,
hope.
yeah.
there's no hope.
Which is
in-
strange
in
because the
Mandalorian.
Empire has just been defeated a few years prior in that one, so it seems like hope
Yeah.
would be elevated
Mhm.
there. But
Eh.
Nope.
Eh.
Hope.
they're like, oh
Um,
god, the New Republic is trash.
Yeah.
This fucking
So,
blows.
Why did you get the
Anyways,
starter?
yes,
Sorry, wrong
this franchise
show.
has
Wrong
been
show.
a very important part of my life for a very long time. So, and I
Yeah.
love it.
So
I'm very sad that Paul Walker is no longer a part of it, because he was, as I've mentioned many times, the heart and soul and my favorite part of this franchise. But I will continue watching as the story goes on.
And we will see what happens now
In
that
his
Justin Lin
honor.
comes back. We'll see what happens with when he's back in there, even if Paul Walker isn't. For me,
Right.
obviously, I watched all the movies and I had seen like up before Fast 5 came out. I had binged all the movies. I hadn't seen them up to that point. I was like, okay, these are fine. And then I watched Fast 5 and I was like, this is awesome. And then I saw Fast and Furious 6 and I thought this is awesome. And Fast and Furious 7, I thought this is great. And Fate of the Furious, I was like, this is good. It's fine. Hobbs and Shaw, I'm like, this is fun. And then we get to do this, but it's like in quick succession because it's different than a normal marathon. It's not just let me just watch all of them in like a weekend or in a week. It's one a week and then prepare to talk in depth about the things that we liked. Other than like this complaint here or like saying that, it was too somber in Fast and Furious, or it talking about like the detriment of not having Paul Walker anymore with Fate of the Furious. This has been a largely positive show, even if I don't think every movie in it is necessarily great. I enjoy all of them. I've enjoyed them even more through this journey here. Watching them and talking about them and getting to just, revel in the idea of just loving something for the sake of loving something. And it makes me think that it's possible to, it's been a long time since just like, I mean, when you talk about stuff like, oh, like Marvel films are every 6 months or whatever, you're going to be talking about that forever. But also there's comics and all this other stuff. And it just feels like there's certain IP and certain franchises that are constantly shoved down your throat in a way that it's like you can never get away from them. And Fast and Furious franchise isn't necessarily like that. They are every few years. They are these giant, massive movies, but they also don't have this whole. They're not even though they're superhero-esque. They're not comic booky. They're they have this fun, cool thing about them.
Jeff, your cat is loving it.
I know. Which one? Which one?
It
My
was,
cats
a
are going
white,
crazy.
it was a white
I
and
see,
brown
like,
one.
literally on the
Or like
fucking-
white and orange. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Hey,
a shelf,
come
just
here.
fucking wrecking
Yeah.
shit.
Come here. Here, come say, no, don't run away. Come say hello before you fuck off. This is Maisie.
Oh,
Maisie watches. Maisie watches a lot of movies when I watch them too. All right, you're gonna go. You're gonna be put down. Not like that, but you are gonna be put down. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Right. This got real dark.
Okay,
So,
thank you everyone for
climb
joining
on my
us
shelf, I put
tonight.
you down.
Right.
So yeah, but it's just been a lot of fun, and it's the kind of thing that it doesn't feel like it's constantly everywhere I turn when I go online and I'm looking at news and film and I'm reading stuff. I'm not hearing all the time about more and more and more. It's crazy because there are now 10 films, and 11th or a 10th film is going to come out. Technically an 11th if you also want to backtrack and do Better Luck Tomorrow, which we're not doing on this because it's totally out there separate and retconned in. So it's refreshing in its earnestness to be stupid. And also just the family thing really, I think, helps it kind of stand out amongst all the, we got to work as a team. They don't, all these team things aren't the same. It doesn't feel like. Also, of course, one big thing about this is that's really appreciative is these giant budget films that are so successful with such like a diverse cast too. So it's not just the same sort of faces and not the same sort of voices telling the stories that we're always used to as well. So I think that also adds to why it feels different. And it's been a journey, but it's been a really fun one. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed doing it with you guys. I know Ferris couldn't be here because I think he had to work in the end. But he did just like the tweet a few minutes ago.
Hey,
so there's that. That's really it. I think that's it, and we'll wrap up now until we do F9. Hopefully, it will be coming out on June 25th, and then we'll organize a day in order to actually talk about it.
Yep.
I think that'll be a lot of fun, and yeah. So, Listerino, where can people find you? Are you doing anything fun, or are you just kind of hanging out?
I'm just kind of hanging out. I mean, I'll be with you guys in spirit next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I mean, obviously, if we do anything in the future, I'll definitely be down for it. Because the family show obviously is us. Mm-hmm. I know I have a Twitter. I can never remember what it is. Is it just my name and my last name? I don't remember. But you can follow me there. I retweet stuff and whatever. But again, I'll be here next week. Even if it's just me talking to the screen by myself, I'll be here.
So you can also find Jake being timed out again. Man, it is so crazy how you get timed out. Jake.
I mean, I thought you were a good person, Jake. Jeez, come on.
Yeah, you're so rude. Knight, where can people find you?
You can find me right here on YouTube, Knight Entertainment, as you see below there. We have tons and tons of live shows all throughout the week. You can also catch, I got to do it right after this, the season finale of Invincible, which I'm excited about. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. You can find me on all social media on John Knight __ on everything.
All right, cool. And Zach, you're hanging around waiting for the next iteration, right?
Yes, I believe I will be on the next iteration of the Family Show Presents. Maybe.
Yes.
Spoiler.
Spoilers. I we will indeed we are workshopping the title, but I believe what we will be doing is the Step Up films. And with the Step Up films, we will be doing it. I think the workshop title is Family Show Presents Step Up.
Okay, book me for that. I'm down. Book me for that. I'm down.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. We got rid of the just Family Show.
Family
it's cleaner. It's cleaner.
Yes. Hold on. I do want to plug something though. So my YouTube channel, not Zach M. I mean, yes, go to Zach M. Watch my video. I'm trying to get that to 1 million views. But also, my other channel, my newer channel, Watch Along with Zach. I am going to be starting a full Disney movie reaction series where I am going to watch the entire Disney animated catalog from beginning to end, and I'll be posting reaction videos to those. I'm not exactly sure when that's going to be starting, but be on the lookout for it. Again, the channel is Watch Along with Zach.
I just subscribed.
Yes.
I'm already
Hell yeah.
subscribed. I think maybe. I don't know.
I
Excellent.
just
That sounds
subscribed
awesome.
from I just subscribed from our channel here, and here I am posting the link in the chat. If you guys can just go subscribe to Watch Along with Zach. As of right now, all that's on there are some tier lists.
Yeah, there's some tier
he
lists.
will be-
Check out
he
that
will be.
Kanto Pokemon tier list. That's a good one.
You have
is-
to do. Are you gonna do live action too? Like live action Disney
It's-
stuff?
No, I'm
too?
going to
the
just do the
4-hour.
animated films for now.
Starting
Maybe when
from
I'm
what
done,
era?
I'll.
But starting
I'm
from
doing
what
all
era?
of them. 1942 or wherever
Ooh.
the what is
I
it?
believe
Let me know
it's
when you're doing
Something.
Bambi,
I
because
bel-
I'm down for
I
Bambi.
believe
Snow
it's
White.
1937 with Snow White. Let me
That's
What's the
Snow
first
White.
one? Snow White, and then it's
Or-
Pinocchio.
or
and
38.
then it's,
First one.
Yeah, 1937 for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
yeah, starting from the
That's
beginning.
crazy.
Yeah. So
That's awesome,
yeah.
dude.
So
I've only seen
Nice.
a handful of Disney animated movies in my life. So for the most part, this almost 90% of this will be first time viewings.
and this is just going to be you watching the film, and
Yep.
then
These will be
just,
edited.
like,
They'll be packed down to 10 to 12 minutes
Yeah.
or something like that. Just reactions.
It's 1937 was its original date, but I'm wondering if it happened to that was back when when like theaters didn't have everything kind of spread, because its original one, okay, it had a premiere in 1937. That
Yeah.
might be where it went funky. If I'm looking here, yeah, this was back before theaters had real theatrical
Fast food
runs.
tier.
They went like bits at a time throughout the country. It had a premiere December 21st, 1937, and a single theater. And then from there, it ran exclusively at Radio City Music Hall and a single theater in Miami. Then it was put into a general release on February 4th, 1938. So it was kind of all over the place with how it was spread. But yeah, so that'll be a cool thing for you to do. And I look
Indeed.
forward to seeing you on there. And I mean, every now and then,
dope.
maybe,
I'm
I
excited.
don't know if you're going to have a guest at any point. It'll be fun to see you kind of just giving your own reactions
Let me
to
know.
them.
Let me know.
Other than that, I know that you, Zach, will also be doing the scoreboard for us. We took a week off to take care of some other things, but we will be back next week on Tuesday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, for our main show, Schmoe Me the Money. That is where we kind of have these sort of overlays on there for where we argue. We have a panel of people come on to talk about the Schmoedown and the matches from the week prior. Next week, we should have the 3 co-hosts of Spin from the Reel, Matt Thomas, who didn't join us today because he doesn't like the movie, and then Chris Lopez and Shug. And yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Shouldn't
And you would think so.
They were.
I can't
Never
believe
seen
that
it,
we
though, so I
spoke
don't know
so
for sure.
long that he was timed out and then came back
That's
twice.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Jake.
So I think that does it for us, and I think we're gonna wrap up here. Thanks for coming, everyone. It's been a lot of fun, and I look forward to the next thing we do. So have a great night.